Era digital menjadikan bisnis menjadi lebih mudah dan Zipmex memberikan kenyataan platform aset digital yang akan merevolusi cara orang membangun kekayaan mereka. Platform investasi aset digital ini terpercaya dan teregulasi di Indonesia. Tempat Anda dapat membeli, menjual, dan mendapatkan bunga atas aset digital. Perusahaan yang mempunyai misi hancurkan hambatan, lalu didik, bergairah, dan memperkaya setiap hari orang-orang di platform aset digital, kami yang diatur sepenuhnya. Bersama saya, Bella Fauzi, inilah CEO Talks.
Sebagai platform investasi aset digital, Zipmex Exchange Indonesia menjadi satu dari 13 perusahaan yang telah diakui dan terdaftar di Bapepti. Di Indonesia, aset kripto memang belum diakui sebagai alat pembayaran, namun telah diatur sebagai komoditi yang bisa diperjualbelikan. Seiring dengan semakin populernya investasi aset kripto, Zipmex Exchange Indonesia yang memiliki aset kripto dengan merek Zipmex juga menjadi pilihan investor. Pada kuartal 4 2020 hingga awal tahun 2021, jumlah volume transaksi di Zipmex telah meningkat hingga 100%. Ini menunjukkan tingkat literasi dan kepercayaan investor pada aset digital yang tumbuh. Dengan semakin tumbuhnya jumlah investor dan jumlah transaksi, Zipmex Exchange Indonesia optimistis aset kripto akan menjadi alternatif instrumen investasi pilihan di masa depan.
Oke, sekarang kita sudah tersambung bersama dengan CEO dari PT Zipmex Indonesia dengan Mr. Marcus Lim. So, Mr. Marcus, today I want to ask you more about PT Zipmex. As we are all know that the pandemic doesn't seem to affect PT Zipmex Indonesia in running their business. Is that mean that this business is growing so fast?
Yes, our business is growing very, very fast. We have been growing almost 10 times in the last 12 months. We have seen a lot of investors coming to Zipmex and participating and also investing into digital asset, most predominantly in Bitcoin, also our ZMT tokens, and also in Ethereum. So investors are definitely coming to our platform to be able to invest into digital assets, and we have seen from January all the way till April, we see a huge increase in the asset price of digital assets.
Okay, that's wonderful, Mr. Marcus. So, can you tell us when and how Zipmex begin to start their business in transaction platform for digital asset?
Yeah, definitely. So Zipmex started in Indonesia back in 2019 of October, and we first launched this business to allow retail investors in Indonesia to be able to invest. So customers can actually sign up. They can KYC on our platform, and then they can also deposit IDR to our platform, and then be able to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, ZMT, a whole range of different asset classes. And so from there, they can then be able to hold the asset, and then they can also sell the asset as and when they want to sell their investment on the platform itself. So customers basically can download our mobile app, which is available on iOS and also on Android, where we bring them through a very easy process of onboarding and then also being able to invest. We also have a huge library of education to educate our customers in terms of what they need to learn about blockchain and also what they need to learn about cryptocurrency investments.
Okay, so Mr. Marcus, how do you see the growth of PT Zipmex from the beginning until now, from the perspective of the total buyers in crypto assets and from the digital assets from the platform itself?
Yeah, so we launched in September, October of 2019, and we've sort of grown very, very rapidly in terms of the number of transactions that are on the platform itself. Last month, we did over, $1.5 billion US dollars in terms of trading volume.
Okay, actually, Mr. Marcus, I'm still unfamiliar with crypto asset, and I want to know more about the process. If, let's say, we want to buy crypto asset, what should we do first?
Definitely. So I think the first thing to do is to educate yourself about what investment in digital asset is, because there's always risk involved. And so what we usually tell our customers is that they need to read up about the investment or read up about the token that they're investing in, make sure that they're aware of what what kind of risks there are involved, and so they can actually come to Zipmex to learn more about each of these tokens. And we provide all the information, including the white paper, what are the risks of the investment, and also we provide some guidance in terms of when to buy and also when to sell, but it's not strictly financial advice. So once they have read up about it, they can come to zipmex.com. They can go to our Android store, or they can come to the iOS. They can download our app, and then they can actually register with us, KYC, and then they can also then deposit IDR, and then they can actually start investing.
Okay, but how does the public response for the business so far?
The public response has been really great. As you know, in Indonesia, in the number of digital asset accounts or digital asset investors in Indonesia has surpassed the number of stock trading accounts in Indonesia. So today we have 5 million active customers in Indonesia versus stock trading, which is about 2 to 3 million. So the growth in digital asset over the last 6 months has surpassed the number of stock trading investors in Indonesia, and we see this growth continue to accelerate. Because there's a lot of interest, especially in some of the new types of investments that we are aware of in Indonesia. And so a lot of people are trying to get into investing into this space. And we make it super simple and super easy for people to onboard with us. And we guide them through like a friend in terms of how they can actually invest.
Okay. Wow, that's a very wonderful explanation, Mr. Marcus. I still have more question to ask, but I think we will continue after the break. Dan kita akan melanjutkan kembali perbincangan bersama Mr. Marcus setelah yang satu ini. Jadi tetaplah bersama kami di CEO Talks. Pemirsa, masih bersama saya di CEO Talk dan masih bersama dengan bintang tamu kita hari ini, CEO dari Zipmex Indonesia. Okay, so let's back again to Mr. Marcus. Mr. Marcus, are you still with me?
Hi, Bella. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so let's continue the questions. So, Mr. Marcus, can you
Sure.
tell us the characteristic of Zipmex buyers from their age and from their job? Are the majority of those who do transactions in your platform are those who are risk takers and millennials? Is that it?
Yes, definitely. So, in digital assets, because the volatility is very high, so it actually attracts a lot of risk takers. And on top of that, investment in digital asset is digital from day one. So, millennials are digital natives. And so it's a lot easier for them to onboard and be able to pick up how to actually invest. And this is the phenomena that we're actually seeing in Indonesia, very similar to what you see with e-commerce, with e-money, with P2P lending. A lot of the millennials are a lot faster in terms of adopting these type of new technology or these type of new investments that come into Indonesia. In terms of the age demographic, we see a lot of males predominantly, and also ranging from 25 all the way up to 40 years old, and we're still attracting people from between 18 to 25 as well. But we're definitely seeing a huge kind of concentration between your 21 all the way to 35. That is the predominant age bracket that we're actually seeing on Zipmex.
Okay, so nowadays citizens of Indonesia are mostly filled with youngsters like Gen Z and the millennials that are really good in digital. So it's normal, right, if financial crypto assets are mastered by the millennials and the Gen Z, like 95% financial is from the young generation and only 5% are from the older generation. Can you explain more about that?
Yes, definitely. So I think for the older generation, because they're more used to traditional ways of investment, whether it's in property, whether it's in gold, or whether it's just leaving money in the bank to earn interest. But what we know is that interest rates have come to an all-time low historically in Indonesia, where banks are not providing the type of interest that they used to, right? And for the millennials, they are more independent in terms of making financial decisions in their life, which is very, very empowering. And what they are doing is they are walking and talking their mobile phones, right? Which gives them the ability to get access to anything in the world. And especially with digital assets, it's easier for them to kind of onboard, as mentioned, and also because of the volatility and because they see, the future of what digitization will bring to the world and also specifically to Indonesia, they are coming in droves into investing. If you look at last year, Bitcoin bottomed out at about $3,800 back in March, and we saw a historic climb from $3,800 to a peak of $65,000. Right, so that's almost a 20x increase, right, over time. So a lot of investors are comparing this to investing into stocks, where you don't actually see a 20x increase, right, and there's so much more upside, right, where investors believe that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have still a large room to grow.
Okay. Okay, that's a wonderful explanation, Mr. Marcus. So, is the company gives the education for the new financier, and what kind of training or education that is important to the new financier?
Yeah, so for any new investor, the first thing that we want them to know about is what does investing mean, right? And investing really is about getting a return on your money, right, on your investment, right? And so everyone needs to have certain expectations as to what their return on investment is. For some people who are less risk averse or more risk averse, right, they have a higher expectation, so they want to make 100% or 200%. Some people are happy with 10% per annum or 20% per annum. So firstly, everyone needs to come in with the mindset of what is your expected return on investment, right? And then from there, they can actually decide what is risky and what is safer. Even in the world of digital asset, Bitcoin is seen as digital gold, right? And so, the kind of the price accumulation of Bitcoin is not going to be as aggressive as some of the other alternative tokens, right? So, for example, what we've seen with Dogecoin or Shiba or Ethereum, they've grown a lot faster than Bitcoin. However, they also drop a lot faster than Bitcoin. So investors just need to be aware of the volatility and also need to be aware of the risk, right? If they want a safer digital asset investment, then I would say that Bitcoin is definitely a good option. But of course, if they have a higher risk for tolerance and also looking for much more gains, then they just need to be aware of what they're actually investing in.
Okay. Mr. Marcus, nowadays there are several companies that already have permit from Bapepti to be a trader in crypto asset. What do Zipmex have to offer so your company can be chosen by the trader to do transactions?
Yes, definitely. So Zipmex is the most innovative company here in Indonesia that is providing a digital asset platform. So firstly, we provide a very simple, easy solution for new investors to come into the market. We provide a very simple and easy to use mobile application where they can onboard and our customer support team can help them along the process. And then they can actually make their very first investment with as little as 10,000 rupiah. So it's a very small amount to begin with. And so this gives them the ability to test the platform and then be able to kind of scale up their investments from there. The second is we offer a very innovative product that no other competitors in the market provide, and that is Zipup. So Zipup provides you with interest on your digital assets, right? It is the first of its kind, right? Where customers can come to our platform, they can say buy Bitcoin, they can leave it in their wallet, and they can actually start earning interest, and interest is paid out every day. So it's compounded every single day. There is no minimum and there's no maximum, so they leave as small of an amount as they want, so maybe 10,000 rupiah in Bitcoin, or they can leave, a 1 billion rupiah worth of Bitcoin in there, and they can withdraw at any single time. So we give our customers the full flexibility in terms of how little they want to invest, how much they want to invest, and how long they want to take their investments for. This is a very, very active platform that customers are coming in, especially the millennial generation, especially new investors are coming on board, right, to get access, very easily through our platform to start trading. And this is really good for investments in general in Indonesia, because historically a lot of the investments were done by a very smaller population of people in Indonesia. With the explosion of digital assets, everyone now is more aware about how to do online trading, right? Because in previous generation, stock trading was predominantly done over the phone, but now investing is all done through a mobile app. Super easy and super simple, right? And the millennials and anyone, even the older generation, can get involved.
Okay, Mr. Marcus, that's a very good explanation. Actually, I still have one more question, but we should continue the conversation after the break. Okay, kita masih akan terus melanjutkan perbincangan bersama Mr. Marcus. Setelah jeda berikut ini, tetaplah bersama kami di CEO Talks. Ya, pemirsa, masih bersama saya Bella Fauzi di program CEO Talks dan masih bersama dengan narasumber saya hari ini, CEO dari PT Zipmex Indonesia, Mr. Marcus Lim. Baik, Mr. Marcus, let's continue. So,
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, Mr. Marcus, crypto asset can be increased in value, or we can say it to the moon. Is that right? Like when it
Correct,
happened.
yes.
Well, like when it happened to Dogecoin, and it can also be decreasing, like when it happened to Bitcoin. So, how do you see the Indonesian traders respond to the increase and decrease in value?
Yes, definitely. So Indonesian traders are a lot more savvier now. So they are most aware when there is actually an increase in price in crypto assets. So they know exactly the time and come into the market. And of course, when the asset price is starting to decrease, they start to sell out of the market as well. So they've been very savvy, and again, because the way digital assets is being invested in is through everything is online, so they can move very fast, in terms of making buy or sell orders or providing limit orders. So they are, reacting very, very quickly to the volatility in the market, and this is where a lot of the gains are seen as well, with very good traders who can time the market, well in terms of buying and then also being able to sell, and then what we call buy the dip, right? So when an asset price goes to the moon, like Dogecoin, they will sell at the top, and then it drops, and then what we call in the millennial class, buy the dip. And they'll buy the dip, and they'll wait for the next, rise.
Okay, Mr. Marcus. So, is there any other risk for invest in the crypto asset besides decreasing of price?
Yes, definitely. So with the popularization of digital asset or cryptocurrency investment, what a lot of, if not all investors need to be aware of is there are still scams out there, right? There are bad actors in this space that are looking to steal people's money at the end of the day. And so that's why we need to be very aware of that. We need to do our research first. At Zipmex, what we do is we curate the type of assets that investors can invest in, because there are a lot of different exchanges, decentralized exchanges out there that have listed other tokens that are scams, right? And so investors just need to be very aware of that. So what we do at Zipmex is we curate this list. We go through the due diligence of each of these tokens to make sure they are legitimate for our investors to invest in. Because at the end of the day, we don't want our investors to fall prey to these scams at all. So with customers and investors, they can come to Zipmex and they can trust to know that we have already done our homework for them to make sure that the list of assets that we provide on our platform is safe to invest in.
Okay. So are there any guarantee that Zipmex can give for the trader when they do transaction? If there are, what are the guarantees that Zipmex provides?
Absolutely. So at Zipmex, we used a global custodian solution called BitGo, which is based in the US, and we have a $100 million insurance policy for all the assets that are on our platform. We are the only crypto exchange in Indonesia that provide this insurance and this guarantee to investors and our customers, right? On top of that, we're looking to set up an additional insurance pool, right, to increase the kind of security and also the assurance for our new investors that are coming on board to make sure that they are safe on our platform. Because at the end of the day, we want to build trust in Indonesia. We want to make sure that when customers invest, they know what they're investing in and it will be safe.
Okay, so Zipmex already follow the regulation in Indonesia to developing crypto asset. Is it enough already compared to the regulation in another country?
Yeah, so we have been working very hard with the regulator Bapepti in Indonesia to apply for the license to be a licensed crypto exchange. We have worked over the last 12 months with them, on identifying what are the areas for improvement and also how we can make it better for all the other exchanges in Indonesia. For Zipmex, we are also licensed and regulated in Thailand. And Thailand is the first country in Southeast Asia to license crypto exchanges. So we have actually gone through the whole process in Thailand, which took us 18 months to be licensed and then to be able to be activated in Thailand. So we can actually learn exactly how regulators have done it in Thailand, and we provide, valuable feedback and input to the regulators in Indonesia with BeritaSatu. And the benefit with working with Zipmex, with the regulator, is we're also regulated in other countries like Singapore with Monetary Authority of Singapore, with Australia with Austrac. So we take all the good learnings of all the different countries and we bring it to Indonesia and help it to improve in terms of how it can be regulated.
Okay, so Mr. Marcus, you mentioned before countries like Thailand and Singapore. So according to Zipmex, which country that can be the main reference in developing platform for digital assets, according to you, and why that country?
Yeah, so every country has its own kind of key strengths in terms of developing this ecosystem. From a regulatory landscape, Thailand was the first in Southeast Asia or in ASEAN. But in terms of interest and in terms of investor base, Indonesia is still number one at the moment compared to all of Southeast Asia. I think in terms of the actual development of this whole ecosystem is we will need to have more people in the community, whether it's blockchain developers, right, whether it's educators, right, like RB, for example, in Indonesia, educating the retail investors on how to invest into digital asset and what to invest in as well, and what is the developments, the exciting technology developments that are happening in this space. Because apart from just investing into cryptocurrency, we need to know what does that actually do to our economy? How would it actually improve our economy, right? And this is the ultimate test for cryptocurrency using blockchain on how we can provide efficiencies to a lot of the different industries within the economy itself in Indonesia. So there is a huge concentration from the government in Indonesia to actually invest into the people, right? So that people can actually contribute to the technology and also to the ecosystem.
Okay, wow, what a great explanation, Mr. Marcus. Unfortunately, we will continue the conversation after the break. Is it okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, that's great.
Baik, ya pemirsa, saya dan Mr. Marcus akan kembali melanjutkan perbincangan ini setelah jeda berikut. Jadi tetaplah bersama kami dalam CEO Talks. Kami akan segera kembali. Ya, masih bersama saya Bella Fauzi di program CEO Talks dan masih bersama dengan narasumber kita hari ini Mr. Marcus Lim yang merupakan CEO dari PT Zipmex Indonesia. Okay, so Mr. Marcus, let's continue again the questions. I still have more questions for you because this is a very, very interesting theme, a very interesting topic, yeah, about crypto asset in PT Zipmex. So, crypto asset have the potential to significantly support the finance inclusion in Indonesia. Also for the economic growth, Zipmex also support that and had offer limited onboarding rupiah and competitive Bitcoin price. So can you explain more about this?
Yeah, so definitely, I think financial inclusion is very important in Indonesia. As we know, there's about 60% of the population is unbanked, meaning they don't have a bank account. And one of the issues with banking the entire population in Indonesia is the infrastructure, where banks would require to have branches, if not ATMs, to support the entire country. And we know this is extremely expensive for the banks to provide all this infrastructure. Now, with digital banking or with digital assets, and also with the Indonesian government coming up with its own rupiah token, which is essentially a stable coin backed by the rupiah, the national currency, right? This allows customers and investors to be able to receive, essentially e-money into their wallet, and then to allow them to also transact. And this does not require any branches or any ATM, where actually all transactions can be done through the blockchain. And we've actually seen it with China with what they call central bank digital currency, so CBDC. So China is coming out with one, and they've already done so, and I think Japan's coming out. And also Indonesia is definitely moving fast forward into this as well, which is very, very exciting for Zipmex.
Okay, so Zipmex is very optimistic to see the potential of crypto asset growth. After Indonesia, will you expand to another country? And if yes, which country will that be?
Yes, definitely. We are always looking to kind of expand our business and our offerings to customers and investors in ASEAN. So the next country we're looking at is either in Vietnam or in the Philippines. We believe at Zipmex we can also provide the value proposition that we currently provide in Indonesia to these countries as well.
Okay, so Mr. Marcus, Zipmex business in Indonesia is growing very fast, not only crypto assets transactions, but also the innovation with the product launch of token Zipmex, or ZMT, that already launched yesterday. So can you tell us more about the product?
Yes, definitely. So Zipmex, or Zipmex token, was recently launched. We launched it on the 17th of December of last year. So it's only been a very short period of time of 5 months. The token, essentially what it is an utility token where it can be used all across our platform and our entire ecosystem that we are building out in the future. The token itself exists as an ERC20, which is basically on the Ethereum protocol. So we have built what we call a decentralized application on top of Ethereum. So these tokens can be used and it can be actually plugged into different parts of the ecosystem. And it gives customers rewards and benefits, right, for holding and using these tokens. So we launched it on the 18th of December. And with a listing price of 15 US cents, and today it's trading at about $3.20 US cents, and it went as high as $5 US cents. We believe, of course, there's still a lot more upside in ZMT or Zipmex token, and so we definitely encourage our customers and also new customers to understand a bit more about the ecosystem that we're trying to build at Zipmex.
Okay, so the other innovation from Zipmex is a digital saving products called Zipup, and then Zipup can give the interest for the amount of types of assets such as USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Can you explain also more about this?
Yes, definitely. So, with a lot of investors that come in to trade or invest in digital asset, 4 years ago, there was no platform that actually provided interest on these digital assets. And so, also with the pandemic that happened last year, what we saw is that interest rate basically went to zero. And so, customers that have money in their bank is not getting any interest or very little interest. So, what we provide at Zipmex is the ability for customers to save and earn interest. So we provide interest on USDT or USDC, which is essentially a US dollar stablecoin, and we give 8.5 to 10.5% per annum, and the interest is paid out daily. We also offer it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and also other digital assets in the future as well. So this is really exciting for Indonesian customers, as they're also very used to getting high yield from their banks previously, many years ago. And so we're actually offering them, the ability to earn interest on a global investment. And so we launched this in October last year, and now we have seen a lot of traction and a lot of deposits coming into our platform. And there are a lot of happy customers, essentially, that are buying and holding, digital assets and earning interest every single day.
Okay, so with the success of Zipmex, a lot of investors trust Zipmex to save their money. For example, like Jump Capital. How many, if I may ask, and do you think this business, crypto asset, will be successful in the future? What do you think about that?
Yes, definitely. This is still a very new industry in general. Bitcoin started back in 2000, before 2010. So it's only been 11 short years. So we have seen so much development that it's happening. We've been very fortunate to have received investment from a global institution like Jump Capital. They've invested in us back in December and January of this year. And we're also looking to bring on board new investors into the company to help us to continue to build our vision, right, which is to be the largest digital asset platform for Southeast Asia and also in Indonesia as well. What we endeavor to do is to continue to build out new products for our customers so they can continue to benefit from this ecosystem, right, and to be able to help them to achieve greater wealth in their life.
Okay, very nice, Mr. Marcus. We will continue the conversation after the break. Oke, baik. Pemirsa, kita masih akan melanjutkan perbincangan kita di CEO Talk. Kita akan rehat sejenak dan tetaplah bersama kami di program CEO Talks. Pemirsa, masih di CEO Talk bersama tamu kita, CEO Zipmex Indonesia. So, Mr. Marcus, back again with you. Let's continue the conversation.
Let's do it.
Okay, so since it has been launched in Indonesia by the end of last year, Zipmex Indonesia have developed a Bitcoin transaction for more than 35 million US dollar. Is it increasing already? And what is the latest update, if we all may know?
We've seen an astronomical increase in trading volume since January of this year, and that's because a lot of Indonesian investors are coming and investing into this space, and we see tens of thousands of customers signing up to Zipmex on a weekly basis.
Okay, so Mr. Marcus, what are the changes that you have done already for this past 2 years?
Yes, definitely. So firstly, we have relaunched our mobile application, which is very important for Indonesian investors, as everyone is using mobile phones nowadays to interact with the internet. So we've launched a very simple, easy to use mobile app on iOS and also on Android, where customers can onboard very quickly. We have launched a Zipup, as I mentioned, which is an interest-bearing account where customers can buy Bitcoin or USDT or USDC, and then they can actually earn interest. We have also launched ZMT, which is our Zipmex token, and this has done extremely well. We launched it December last year, and then it went as high as $5 US dollars in April of this year. So these are the three key kind of product developments that we have launched, and also we've ensured the security of the platform is more robust. We have also added on an insurance policy of 100 million US dollars onto the platform to give our investors and customers the assurance and safety when they are trading.
So Zipmex have the chance to contribute for the country. What do you think about that? And if it possible, in what way they can contribute for the country?
Yes, definitely. So firstly, I think Zipmex is, in some sense, you can see it as a payment gateway, or a gateway to come into digital assets. And so we are essentially the first door for customers to walk in, right, to actually start investing into digital assets. And once they have digital assets, they can then move into other protocols or other types of investments like DeFi that we've seen that is very popular over the last 6 months, right? And also in terms of how it actually contributes into the economy in Indonesia is that more and more people are aware of the applications of blockchain, which is the fundamental technology driving cryptocurrency. And what we have seen is that a lot of banks, a lot of different industry, whether it's in the mining sector, whether it's in the logistics sector, they are starting to adopt blockchain technology, right, to improve the efficiency. And when you actually improve the efficiency and build out these solutions, you require talent in the country to build out these technology. And this is where more hiring and more jobs can be created in Indonesia, which is very important for the Indonesian economy, to actually then contribute back to the economy in terms of the GDP and how we can actually grow that moving forward. Technology is definitely going to be the enabler, and one part of technology is definitely blockchain technology.
Okay. So after 2 years as the CEO of Zipmex Indonesia, what are the great opportunities and the biggest challenges that you and your company already gone through, and how do you deal with that?
Sure, I'll start off with the biggest challenge. Because we've seen such a huge interest and uptake on the platform, we are constantly improving our technology to provide a better service for our customers, and I think that is the most important. Everything from security to insurance, and also providing the best asset classes for them to invest in. So our team is constantly working very, very hard, including our customer support, to provide the best service for Indonesian customers. I think the opportunity is limitless. We started off as an exchange, and now we provide an interest-bearing product called Zipup. We have ZMT now, And with the the development of NFT, non-fungible tokens, where there's so many different types of application, whether it's NFT for arts, for gaming, where gaming is huge in Indonesia, or whether it's in anything that can be tokenized in terms of assets, real assets. So some of the things that we're exploring is tokenization of real estate in other countries and also in Indonesia, where a lot of Indonesians predominantly have invested in real estate, but they don't have enough money to buy an entire apartment or house, or whether it's a full, an entire building, where we actually allow fractional ownership of investment, meaning to say they can buy as little as 10,000 rupiah to as much as they want. And this is the benefit of tokenization and also with the blockchain, which actually provides fractional ownership of real assets in the future.
Okay. Mr. Marcus, what is your vision for developing Zipmex in the future for digital assets business in Indonesia? And is there any other goals that hasn't been fulfilled yet?
Yeah, so our vision is to become a digital assets bank. This is a new type of banking, and I know that in Indonesia, digital banking is really kind of the next wave, right? And what we are looking at is to become a digital assets bank. Even though this category or classification still does not exist, but we firmly believe that, providing a banking type service for customers is ultimately how we can help all Indonesian customers to build their wealth. And when they build their wealth, it contributes to the Indonesian economy's GDP. So in terms of our future goals, we would like to launch new products that will add value to our customers' lives, right? And also to help them to increase wealth, whether it's in payments, whether it's in lending, or whether it's in other forms of digital assets like NFTs or decentralized finance.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Marcus, for your time. Wish you all the best. Good luck for everything.
Thank you very much, Bella. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Ya, pemirsa, sampai di sini bincang-bincang saya bersama Mr. Marcus Lim, CEO dari PT Zipmex Indonesia. Sampai jumpa di episode mendatang dan sampai jumpa.